Okay, what I am trying to do in this one is kind of come up with a timeline. And what I mean by timeline is the well, from the 9th of November to the, 17th? Oh, that is it. Uh, yeah, the 17th. And so, what we're going to do is take a stroll here. Birdman. This is the film that Kenny wanted to see. It is kind of different. Michael Keaton plays a playwright actor that is trying to break free from a character actor in which he was Birdman. It's a little bit different. I watched it just to see what it was about, and because of a comment that was made, Sheryon did not like this movie because the actor commits suicide in the end. He doesn't necessarily commit suicide. It's kind of one of the cliffhangers where you're left to make up your own decision. Anyhow, that is, if you want to see it, then you can find it online for free. It's different, I'll tell you that. Okay, so they were at the movie theater from say 7 to 10. I think the movie is 119 minutes. So it's roughly a 2-hour movie. What time did movies start? You would have been there a little bit early. And that just is what it is. Going off of the report, at 10 o'clock, 2200 hours, that was when she claimed she last seen Kenny. Kenny was going to send her a text, and so he texted at 6 a.m., said he was heading out. She claims he wasn't seen or heard from since. So, at 6 o'clock in the morning, Kenny pulls out. Which way does he go? Good question. He could come out, shoot straight over to 95, and he could also come out and come over right behind his house, shoot up to Bruce Woodbury. Either way, the result is the same. He ends up on 95, headed out to Corn Creek Road, or the visitor center, Corn Creek. From there, come up to Joe May Road. Trying to remember where exactly that road comes in at. Right back here in the flat somewhere. Right there. So he comes up here. Parks at the corral. Comes up to the mine. And from there, everything is theory. You have your theory, I have my theory. I believe he dumped his phone off. And I also believe that when he texted at 6 o'clock in the morning, Sheryon knew she had X amount of time to get from wherever she lives in Las Vegas. I have her address. I'm not showing where she lives. But that would have given her time to go ahead, start her day, do whatever, Does she want to put on makeup? Does she want to have a shower? Whatever she wants to do. That gives Kenny time, run up here, dump the phone. And you got to remember, from that point, there was no scent. My thought is, he ran up here, and I don't mean ran. I believe this was him coming out to say goodbye to a place he really loved. From there, she picks him up here, and the rest kind of goes down into where we're at today. Whether you like it, don't like it, whatever. Just what I think happened. She had all the answers for the suicide. She's the only one that claims suicide. None of the other family members, Ray and Vicky, no suicide. Vicky recants on thinking that the surveillance footage was her dad. She stands strong, doubles down on her claim it was a suicide. Then we have the missing person report. You really care about somebody, everything you do, you measure against the things you did with Kenny. Okay. That's believable. But who believes at 66 years old, who believes she was going out on 9-hour treks? I mean, that's something you have to answer yourself. So from the 10th to the 17th, 7 days, which would put the search start time on the 18th or 19th. By this, you wait until 7 minutes before a search can be organized. It's already dark or close to dark, so there is no going out to search on the 17th. And let's go off of her own statements. She made the claim that she reported him missing within 3 days of him being gone. 10th, 11th, 12th. 3-day hike, 2 nights. The 10th doesn't just get tossed to the wayside. He left at 6 in the morning. The 10th is day 1. The 11th is day 2. The 12th is day 3. If you want to go off of that statement, I don't think he made day 1, night 1 out in the range. So right there is the timeline that we're working with. Them 7 days. And what do you want to believe? If you want to believe she's an angel, knock yourself out. If you have common sense and you're able to think, this does not line up. All these statements that contradict. We know that she has shady business practices. She started 2 different companies, non-profit organizations, and she lost her 501c3 tax exempt on them. One permanently. You do not lose that status for anything other than shady business practices. It would be really nice to find out what the outcome. Did she get fined? Did she have to pay back money? Did she owe back taxes? Was she facing a little bit of jail time? So it's a little bit of shadiness on her part. I think it was proven through the Carfax, through no title name changes, that Kenny was alive as of 2018. I believe that. What anybody else believes, that's up to you. But when you have statements from people in the police department that are willing to put it out there, that they knew he was alive until 2018, that puts a whole different aspect on things. But if you go off of the evidence and what it shows, I do not believe for a second that the cell phone was any more than a decoy. That's it. Now, the focus for me pretty much comes on to, is there a cave and that carved rock? That carved rock really has interest to me. The cave, I saw more goddamn caves out there than a guy can shake his stick at. I just did. This one hill has more caves than a guy can factor in. There are holes in the ground out there, in the rocks, all over the place. And it all depends on which way you take a step. But that's a whole different topic and a whole different video. So anyway, I think the timeline fits. They went to this movie. Next morning, Kenny shoots the text from here out to here. Probably take a good 45 minutes to an hour anyway. Park the car. You have 3 hours up. And depending on how fast you come down, you can have you can cut that down to an hour easy to come down off of there. It's all downhill. Well, that gives you an idea of the incline. If you was to come straight down, come over to the wash, you can probably shoot that wash in an hour easy. A lot of it depends on what you're doing. But if you're coming up here, you say your goodbye, and you're ready to get the hell out of there, I see absolutely no reason why he couldn't have ran up and, when I say ran up and back, just an out and back hike. It would not, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility. So, that is pretty much the timeline I have. That gave him at least a 8 to 9 day jump, and that's 8 to 9 days also scent can dissipate. So I kind of think that this whole I think this is a bunch of bullshit right here. That's what I think. Like I say, you don't have to like it. You don't have to agree. Damn. I don't really care either way. If you don't like it, well, that's your own failure for looking, or failure to look at everything presented. That, or else you're just too wrapped up in having a lust for this chick, because she's shady as hell. Alright, later.